Hey, hey, hey. I think we're live. I see myself. I don't know. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. I'm going to give it about 2 more minutes. See if Tamik can join us. See if it's telling me anything. Let me open up my apparatuses. And let me open up some of the other things that I've got going on. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to give it about 1 more minute. I hear that, baby. Hey, baby. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm going to give it about not even 2 more minutes. I'm going to get on and off because I want to bless you guys with this information. I'm so excited. And I want to see if I can stimulate the economy with some buyers in this crazy market right now. And someone blessed me with both the Bank of America Insight on their first time home buyer program, as well as the Broward County Home Purchase Assistance Program, as well as the Hollywood Purchase Assistance Program. So you'll see me toggling between 3 screens. I have one screen over here with my assistant. I've got a screen over here full of details, and then I've got my main screen here. So if you guys are wondering what I'm up to and what I'm doing, that's what's going on. Try to disseminate this information as quickly as possible. As you know, I get in, get out, say what I got to say, and bounce. So we're at the 2.5 minute mark. Good evening, Miss Tamika Daniels. Hey, let me see if I can respond. How are you? All right. Hi, everybody. It's Anisha Battle. I'm a South Florida realtor brokered by United Realty Group, and I have never done a live. This is my first live, and I wanted to jump on and kind of give you guys the game. As you know, I have done real estate for a very long time. I started out in 2002. Working for a new construction developer, working for a property management company called Altman out of Boca Raton. Built some projects, did some new construction lease-ups, did those ridiculous condo conversions back in the days, and branched out in 2006 on my own. 2007, I joined United Realty Group as a Florida licensed realtor. When you work for a developer, you work under a group license. I work for Montecito. So just basically giving you guys my history. So over 20 years, I've seen a lot, done a lot, put people in properties, countless people. Some of those tenants turned friends, turned clients, are still in my life and near and dear to my heart. So I say all of that to say, when I come on to social media, it's serious. And one of the things that we're experiencing right now in South Florida, I'm based out of the South Florida area. I am a Florida licensed realtor, and for the right price, I will fly to your town. Please note that. If you are located in the state of Florida and you want to buy a home of a certain price point, I'm on my way. Most of the time in between closings, I am focusing on working with renters, trying to get credit repair, credit restoration, FICO scores bumped up. Right now, I partnered up with a young lady who can probably get you funded for a mortgage if you have a 580 credit score. Now, your interest rate won't be great, but I can definitely hand you keys to a property. So again, I say, if you are a tenant and you are sitting in the world and you're sitting in a home and your landlord is raising your rent $300, $400, and you find yourself feeling like you're suffocating and you can't breathe, there is light at the end of the tunnel if you can tell me that you have at least a 580 credit score. If you have a 580, there are 3 that I am aware of lending products that are available for you. And what that means is you can purchase a home. You can realize that dream. You can put it on your vision board and check it off. However, you definitely should get with my contact. I will ask her for permission to link. She and I had a wonderful lunch, and she was one of the ones to say, hey, heads up, I'm going to have my ears to the streets. Her name is Ronique. She said, I'm going to have my ears to the street. I'm going to send you some information, and let's get it out there. Let's get it out there. Let's get it out there. Let's get our people funded and closed. See, it's one thing to shop for a house, but you actually want to close. So with that said, I wanted to share with you guys the Broward County First-Time Home Buyer Purchase Assistance Program. Then I'm going to embed in this video, my assistant is actually on the live as well. We're going to figure out a way to get you guys that sought after Section 8 Family Self-Sufficiency Program. You guys ready? All right. So when you are ready to buy a property and you are a tenant, and I'm only talking to first-time home buyers because seasoned buyers do not need this level of hand-holding. If you're already a homeowner and you're looking to buy your second property, you've already endured this type of nervousness, this type of experience already. So this video is going to be geared to and focused. I'm going to focus on renters who are sitting in an impossible situation. And by that, I mean, I put you into a property, you're on housing or off housing, all tenants under fair housing are protected. And you have reached out to me and said, can my landlord raise my rent $300, Ms. Battle? Some of the inquiries are heartbreaking that go to my website. Tamika is a heaven sent. She helps respond to some of you. SecureThisDeal.com gets links and hits. AnishaBattle.com is 100% focused on affordable housing. And that's not just subsidized housing. A lot of times I get a lot of subsidized housing people who are like, I'm struggling, help. But I want you to understand that any renter under the umbrella of renting in South Florida can benefit from this information. And here's why. If you are renting and your landlord hits you with a non-renewal letter or a notice of non-renewal or a notice of rent increase or anything that affects your ability to renew your current lease, the very first thing I suggest that you do is try to meet your landlord halfway. And here's why. If you're paying $2,000 a month for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property and your landlord wants to raise it to $3,000, that is a $1,000 increase. There is nothing in the statutes 83 point anything that says that a landlord cannot raise your rent. So to answer that question that I get, yes, your landlord can raise your rent any number that they want to raise your rent. The caveat is by the time you call me, I'm going to require first, last security, sometimes first and double security, whatever it is that I'm going to ask you for, you need to have it liquid. And it can't be, oh, I've got it in my 401k. Do you mind if I get it out of my 401k? We're not doing that. The properties are moving too fast in the South Florida market. So the first thing I would tell you to do is get your money up. There are 4 or 5 programs in Miami-Dade. Heaven, thank you for Shamar, who's down in Miami-Dade County. And thank you for a couple of the contacts I have at United Way Broward and these different subsidized programs who call me when they have funding. So I'm not talking to the people who are participants of those subsidies because you will have to move. Most of the time when we got you a deal, we're under market. But what I want you to understand is when you boss up and your credit is at least a 580 and you've got at least $3,000 to your name, you should reach out to Miss Ronique or any of the lender contacts that I have, but specifically Miss Ronique is patient and she's ready and she's willing and her heart is in the right place. a lot of my lender contacts have been in the business so long that when I send them someone with bad credit, they don't really have the time to hold your hand or to look at your FICO score. So I have strategically decided to engage the services of a team. We're going to have a person that if you're 650 and higher, perhaps you may benefit from a conventional loan product. If you're 649 and under in terms of your middle score means out of the 3 national credit bureaus, not Credit Karma, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, out of the 3 national credit bureaus, what is that middle score? So Credit Karma makes all of you think you have a 750. Trust me, I just talked to my brother today, who is another reason that I'm having to do this video tonight, because he located a property in Opa-locka. And the first thing I said was check and see if they have homeowners assistance and if it's going to be accepted. I have a couple of PDFs on my other screen that I'm going to embed in this video. This one particularly is the Broward County Home Buyer Assistance Program. I don't know if you can see it. And I've got everything from the income restrictions down to, family household size. So renters sitting in a situation with a landlord that is not renewing your lease, a landlord that has decided that he doesn't want you in his property if you can't pay $1,000 increase. First thing I need you to do is gather your credit reports, not Credit Karma. Go on myannualcreditreport.com and ask for all 3. But you got to nail your security questions, because as I learned with a client, Nicole, if you don't get those questions right, was it 15 days, Tamika, that she has to wait now since she didn't get her questions right? Yeah, I think it was like 15 days. So unfortunately, if you don't get your security, 15 days?
Yes.
So if you don't answer your security questions correctly, it's a 15-day delay. And 15 days is a long time in the South Florida real estate market. So, tenant, pull my credit, Miss Battle. I've got a 605, a 585, and a 700. All right, I'm going to put you in touch with the lender. The lender is going to pull your credit. You may have to pay for it. You may not. I'm not sure. I'll put you in touch. I'll send you the hi, hello. The next thing that should happen is I should receive this pre-approval letter. So the example of the letter that I'm using right now is a FHA approval letter that someone gave my brother. And it says that you have been pre-qualified, and it has a number on it. Don't go online and start asking me to look at houses just yet. The first thing that Tamika and I will do is do an intake assessment and see how much the properties are. Now, if you don't have any money in your checking and savings account, when I say money, I'm talking about $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. Don't get discouraged. Don't feel as if, I can't buy a house, because under the Broward County Home Buyer Purchase Assistance HPA program, the Broward County Housing Finance Division offers assistance to qualified persons wishing to buy a home in some of the cities below. And it's very liberal. You can go anywhere from unincorporated Broward, where they'll give you $40,000. You can go to Coconut Creek up to $50,000, Coral Springs 40, Cooper City 40, Dania Beach 40, Davie. These are really nice areas. So don't get disturbed. I mean, if you want to come to the hood and you're comfortable in certain parts of Broward that I flourish in as a affordable housing based agent, then we can do some of those neighborhoods too. But you can go West Park, Weston, Sunrise, Southwest Ranches, which is a beautiful city. Wilton Manors. I got a lot of alternative lifestyle participants who are interested in staying in Wilton Manors. Their comfort is there. Their bars, their area conveniences, their dentists, their doctors, their whole life is in that part of Broward County off of Oakland Park, Andrews, and that whole Victoria Park area. They offer up to $40,000, Margate, Hollandale Beach, Lazy Lake, et cetera, et cetera. So the program is very liberal. Here's what you will need. Grab your pen and paper. The first thing you're going to need is you still must be mortgage eligible for a first-time home buyer program. That means you must qualify and secure a mortgage with a traditional mortgage lender. I have a list. I use the same 3: Christopher Blanton, Miss Allison Spalding, Renique Smith, Ridley Smith. And then I have some other ones that are not subprime, who, if you got 700 and higher FICO score, they'll get it done. The vast majority of my customer base has very bad credit at some point in their life. So they're on the journey of fixing the credit. So the lenders that I just named, you're welcome, are patient enough to deal with you. So we're going to get you with the mortgage lender. They'll give me a pre-approval letter. You cannot have owned a property within the last 3 years, and this must be your primary home for the duration of the loan. So all of you hard money lender people, I want to flip properties with you, Miss Battle. I want to buy land. No, don't use a down payment assistance program, because you need to be an owner occupant, which means you need to live there, which means that your homestead needs to be on that property. All right. Speeding this thing up. You need to meet with the lender, get pre-approved for that first mortgage loan. The second thing we're going to do is you have to attend the home buyer education class. Go to a South Florida HUD approved agency. You can find them at www.hud.gov. I'll put the link somewhere in here once I figure this whole shebang out. And then the next thing, the lender reserves funds with the Broward program when you have your pre-approval and you've identified the property. So for a lot of people who say, I'm ready to buy a house, I'm like, first you have to get under contract. And it is extremely difficult to get under contract when inventory is shrinking. So it's not something that has to necessarily happen right this moment. But the first thing, if I were you, I would start my search online on a device, get on your phone, start downloading the apps. I'm not going to name drop any, but if you decide to engage my services as your realtor, I will give you my top 3 apps that I suggest you start your home buyer search on. After that, that's it. So those are like the basic steps. Now, the City of Hollywood also has a program. It's called the City of Hollywood First Time Home Buyer Purchase Assistance Program. I have that PDF as well. The City of Hollywood Community Development Division offers financial assistance for first time home buyers. Their program is a 0%, 15-year term up to $50,000, blah, blah, blah. You see, already too much information for the average buyer. The bottom line is, let's get your credit right. Let's get your money up, and then let's house shop. Because if you don't do those 3 things, none of these programs matter, because you won't have what you need to fund. So I will need you guys to make sure that we get you approved, eligible. I will do the first 2 conference calls with you. The first call is with myself and my assistant. We will do a first-time home buyer credit consultation. The second call, once we identify, because there's no point in having the lenders run your credit and cost you 3, 6, 7, 9, 10, however many FICO points, if you're 50 points off from getting a 580. And a lot of clients, who come to me for rentals, they have challenging credit, but they have first, last, double deposit. So yes, we're able to get you into a rental, no doubt. But that whole year, I'm on you. I'm on you. Tamika, how's it going? How's it looking? Keita, how's it going? How's it looking? How are we? How far are we out? Oh, my Credit Karma, Miss Battle. My Credit Karma is at 680. Great. How's that money? Oh, well, I needed to buy a car. Life happens. I understand. I'm patient, but I do want you to understand that if you're going to take advantage of these programs, let me hold your hand, because you don't want to pull that trigger and then you can't get under contract. And a lot of sellers are not interested in that extended closing that is required for some of these programs. And what that means is a regular buyer not using a down payment assistance program can put their offer in with very little contingencies, meaning if I like it and it passed inspection and the appraisal says it comes in as valued or asking price or close to it, I'll close. You don't have that level of, blessing when you're using down payment assistance programs. You actually would have to wait a little while, go through the process. Your contract has to have specific language. For the City of Hollywood, it says an individual who has had no ownership in 3 years, single divorced parent who has owned a residential dwelling with the former spouse while married. Like, the eligibility is super easy. If you have 2 kids, you can make up to $108,000. If you have 3 kids, 98, 2 kids, 87, for household size 4. I'm going to embed this, so there's no need for you to remember this, but I want to let you know that the eligibility is what it is, but none of this means anything if I pull your credit and Credit Karma told you had a 680. But Equifax told me you had a 559 or something like that. So please, you guys, please do me a favor and make sure that when you reach out to me that we take the slow and steady route, and you can be a homeowner in 30 days. So I'm going to cap it there. I feel like the video is long enough, but this is the very, very first live that I've ever done, because my desire is for you to get this money, but have your ducks in a row. Step 1, property eligibility. Step 2, down payment. Some programs require 3%. Houses are $300,000 on average. So 3%, you're going to need a good $9,000 liquid, and that's just down payment. We have to inspect this home. We have to make sure that we pay the appraiser to appraise this home. Sometimes, you have these other fees that come in. You have to pay your closing agent, for your closing paperwork. I mean, there are a lot of fees that make your closing disclosure shoot up. So you're not just buying a home for a couple dollars, because my friend girl said she bought her house for $10,000, maybe in 1989 or 90. But I have been in this business since 1996. I graduated. So I'll say I touched my first real estate deal in 2002. And right now it's September 2022. So I've seen a lot. And that's one of the things that I want to try to change and shift this industry mindset. So we're going to talk about, on any consultations, your credit worthiness, the property eligibility, the down payment that's required, the pre-approved, the first-time home buyer education class. Yes, go to those people's class. I used to go when Danny Felton hosted them at the Betty T. Ferguson. I'd sit in the back of the room hoping Melvin didn't recognize me, and just absorb it. So when you guys call me, I'm like the smartest agent in the room. I used to go to the ones that Antioch hosted at the old Antioch. Actually, they should be on 3 churches. So the very, very first building, with the stage. And, it has changed a lot. But the thing that has not changed about using down payment assistance is the fact that you have to have a certain credit score, and you have to have a certain level of skin in the game. So save your money. I don't care where you are with your savings. We will meet you where you are. And there's always an option, So let nobody tell you that you can't purchase a property because you only got $5,000. I have seen gift letters come from family members and friends. I have seen programs. I have seen people stack the programs. They've done SHIP. Then I've seen a MAP closing. I've seen, you name it, I've seen it. So if you're going to ever entrust this decision, I pray that you guys choose to hire me. My name is Anisha Battle. I'm a South Florida realtor, brokered by United Realty Group. But no matter who you decide to hire, I would like you guys to jump into this Shark Tank of purchasing a property ready, and not, closings falling through. I get calls from people like, oh, you're my 3rd realtor. And I'm like, what had happened with the other 2? And, some agents just don't have the patience to deal with all of the things that this industry brings. Not everybody's buying $1 million mansion on that first purchase. So someone has to be there for you guys who are saying, this is my first house and I don't know who to trust. And there's a lot of scam artists out here, and there's a lot of scandals and scams. So if you are really interested in purchasing a property and you're 100% committed to listening to what I say for you to fix that credit, then reach out to me at securethisdeal.com. info@securethisdeal.com. You can Google my phone number and it pulls up everything. There's zero privacy in the world. My phone number is 786-309-5318. I am really tired of landlords raising rent $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, $900, and tenants calling me in crisis mode. And then when I run your credit for you on your rental, I'm like, you got a $690, buy a house. Oh, I don't have any money. There's $40,000 at Broward County, and you're looking and asking me to show you stuff in 33029, 3302725. Listen, you're gonna need first, last, and double deposits. So if the houses are about $3,000 a month, 3, 6, 9, 12, you got 15 racks. Yes, we are getting you on the phone with Ronique, and we're about to get you qualified for a mortgage. If your credit score is higher than that, Miss Allison and Mr. Blanton are available for you. There is really no reason not to buy a house when I'm a patient realtor. So on that note, along that thread, Tamika and I will see you guys later. If you have any questions, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, something. I'll figure this whole thing out. But you guys know I'm usually on and off the internet. I am really out here trying to hand you keys to your house. SecureThisDeal.com. Initial Battle here checking in. There's down payment assistance money. Bank of America has a program. Broward County, Hollywood. And as I get these programs sent to me from lenders and friends in the business, I will definitely keep bringing you guys the details. On my next video, we'll talk about the first-time home buyer family self-sufficiency program through Section 8, but I wanted to get on this one, and I wanted to make sure that I address that anybody can buy a house at any stage in your life if you get your ducks in a row. And that is the reality. Stop feeling like it's not attainable. Stop feeling like I felt that way. My girlfriends felt that way. I used to work in a law firm with a bunch of people that I sold houses to, and they're sitting on $300,000, $200,000 worth of equity, and they were tenants. So give me a call if you need my services. And, I look forward to helping and handing you all keys and securing these deals. Bye.